Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dork Side. I am the Dork in the Road and today I'm going to review all of my moto camping gear that I got from motocampnerd.com. That's right everyone, I'm the Dork in the Road and I want to be your internet riding buddy, so please consider subscribing. Don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss future reviews and moto camping adventures. So first off, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, motocampnerd.com. Motocampnerd.com is the only website on the internet dedicated 100% to the specific needs of motorcycle campers, and I would encourage you to go check out their site and all the awesome high quality gear they have on offer there. And if you want, use promo code Dork in the Road to save 10% on anything that you buy. I've taken this stuff out, I've field tested it, and I want to give you my opinions on it because spring is here and you're probably thinking about getting out there and doing some moto camping of your own. So I'm just going to run down these items in no particular order. Alright, first up is this. This is the SeaToSummit Aeros Premium Inflatable Pillow. So it fits into this tiny bag, which I've just helpfully attached to the bottom so I don't lose it. But you blow it up, takes about 3 breaths, very convenient, and it has this really comfortable cloth covering, so it doesn't feel like an inflatable pillow. It feels like a regular cloth pillow, and if you don't blow it up all the way, it's got some good give to it. Super compact, very lightweight, you forget it's there. I actually stuff it into the bag with my air mattress, so it's not even an extra thing to carry. There's not a lot of negatives to this, not a lot of cons in my opinion. It's a little bit more than the cheapest, crappiest inflatable pillow you can get, but that's worth it because it's not terrible. And I guess the only reason not to use this is if you don't like inflatable pillows. But otherwise, wholeheartedly, full-on recommend this piece of gear. Very happy with my SeaToSummit Aeros Premium Inflatable Pillow. So good piece of kit here, worth the money. This is my Snugpak BaseCamp Ops Inflatable Air Mattress. And here's where I throw in a caveat for this video. So the 2 trips I've been on so far were early spring, near freezing temperature camping trips. And so I didn't take this pad. I took my Big Agnes insulated air core mattress because it was cold, and this one's not insulated. So my opinions of this are going to be based on the backyard test I did and the in-the-house test that I did. So pros of this piece of gear: it has a built-in pump that you can pump with your foot or your hands. It doesn't flow a lot of air, so it takes a while, but it keeps you from having to use your lungs to inflate your sleeping pad, which is both less dizzy-inducing and better because you're not supposed to blow moisture into your pad because it can freeze in cold temperatures and grow mold the rest of the time. It's very comfortable, a very thick pad. I was very happy with it. So this will probably be my go-to summer pad. Just like I said, I couldn't use it in the near winter temperatures that we've been in so far. But I'm happy with this and I feel comfortable recommending it based on the time and the testing I've done on it. Next, and here's where I helpfully point out that MotoCamp Nerd said, get the gear, test it, no pressure or obligation. All that I want is honest reviews so that people are getting the things that work the best for them. So I have a decidedly mixed review about my Snugpak Travelpak 4 bag. So if you saw the trip with Duck Fan, you know that I took this bag and it was about 34 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a few degrees above freezing for you metric types. I have to say I was not impressed with what is supposed to be a 19-degree bag in those near freezing temperatures, because as you might know, using something that we like to call math, 34 degrees is quite a bit higher than 19 degrees, so I should have been okay, even if that 19 degrees is a survival rating and not a comfort rating. And I was not at all comfortable, even with an extra blanket shoved underneath me, at 34 degrees. So my guess is this bag is more of a 40-degree-ish bag. That's about where I would rate it. It is not a 19-degree bag in my experience. So this will be a good late spring, summer, early fall bag, but I would not consider it a very cold temperature bag. However, it is very inexpensive. It does really well for the price point. It doesn't compact down as much as a down bag or a way more expensive backpacking bag, but again, it's not expensive. For the price, I think it's a really good bag. I like the quality. It's just not as warm and as insulated as I'd like it to be. It doesn't pack down as small as some more expensive bags, but you get what you pay for. So I think for the price, it's a very good bag. Mixed review on the Travelpak 4. Just don't expect it to be a 19-degree bag and you won't be disappointed like I was. Next up is my SeaToSummit X21 Mess Kit. So this is 3 pieces in one, 4 if you count the lid, but it is a cup, ta-da, a bowl, ta-da, and this is a pot with an aluminum bottom, but everything else otherwise is food grade silicone. So I've used these on a couple of trips. I gotta tell you, I absolutely love how small it packs. It's hard to believe there's 3 different dishes right here. So it's really, really good for that. Durable and versatile. You can do a lot with this setup. so I'm pretty happy with it. This is something that I will definitely continue to use. The lid has holes in it that you can use as a strainer, and overall it's a very nice set. You can't put it in the fire, that's a con of it. You can't cook on the fire, you can't cook on anything but a backpacking stove like this, because the flame has to be concentrated underneath that metal part on the bottom, and you can't cook anything that isn't liquid or in liquid. So you could boil ramen, make pasta, boil vegetables, things like that, but you can't just like cook or fry up anything. You need a separate pan for that. And so that is one major con of this, depending on the type of cooking that you like to do. Really like it, so that's the kind of thing that will be a permanent part of my kit going forward for sure. These 3 items on the carabiner are, this is my SeaToSummit Titanium Utensil Kit. Super lightweight, weighs almost nothing, very durable, easy to clean, and it comes on this neat carabiner. It's silverware, so the cons to this, I guess it's a little expensive for silverware. On the motorcycle, we aren't as worried about weight as you are backpacking, and so you don't really need titanium, but it's not an expensive set. I feel really good that it's going to be durable and useful. It's silverware, man. You like, if you scoop stuff, you stab stuff, and you cut stuff, and it works really well for that, and it's so lightweight that I don't mind having it in my bag. I'll take it even if I'm not sure if I'm going to need it or not, because it's a good setup. So I'm happy with these. I would recommend them. It's a good way to eat your food. Water is important when you are camping off the grid, when you're dispersed camping, or even if you're camping in a campground that has water, you have to find a way to get it from the water source to your camp. And this is the SeaToSummit Pack Tap. This is a 4-liter bag. It fills in all the way. It's super lightweight. Packs down very small when you're not using it. And it looks like a green manta ray, which, you know, that's a win right there. What else do you need? It has a really convenient spigot right here that allows for one-handed operation. It's got these handles so you can hang it on a tree. I hang it on my handlebar when I use it. Pretty sturdy. I had it in my bag under pressure. No problems, no leaking. It's a perfect amount of water for one night, maybe even 2 if you were sparing with it. I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of this thing. I just love how compact it is. It's also got these strap holes here so you can strap it to the outside of your pack, to your bags, to your backpack if you want. Lots of options, very versatile, easy to fill and use. And I'm very happy with this super lightweight solution for carrying water, because you need water to survive if you're a human being, and I'm assuming most of you are. So this thing I love a lot, highly recommend it. It's worked out really well, and I know I'm going to take this on basically every trip forever from now on. Next is the UST Trekker Stove. This is another bit of a mixed bag review. Very small, packs down incredibly small. It fits in this tiny little bag. So it's another one of those things you can just throw in your pack and forget you have until you need it. Obviously it's a little bigger with the gas can. Comes with this stand for your gas can for stability. These wings, these pot holder wings, fold in and out, see? So it gets super compact. The flame is very hot. It boils water incredibly quickly. It's got this really neat lever that you turn to turn the gas on. So I'm really happy with the stove. The only thing that I'm not happy with is the igniter. And it's sparking right now, but it's worked for me 2 or 3 times, but it doesn't work anymore. So I don't care, because I always carry a lighter, because I like to make fire, and you can't make fire with the little Pizio electric thing on here. So I just use my lighter, but it is kind of concerning that it's not working as an igniter already. It's not expensive at all. So for a cheap little stove, the burner and everything works great. Just the lighter is a little iffy for some reason. Maybe that's just mine, I don't know, but that's how it's worked for me. This is the UST Spright Lantern, or as the automatic chapters that Google added to the gear video refer to it, the nipple light. Because I said that one time and apparently that's what they thought it meant. I mean, it does look. You see why I called it that. But anyway, this is a battery-powered lantern. It folds down super compact. It's this big. It has 3 settings: bright, medium, and night light. The night light setting is supposed to last for like 3 days. This part glows in the dark, as you may have seen in the video, once it's charged up a little bit, and that is super handy for having in your tent at night, especially if you're me. You wake up in the middle of the night and you're scrambling around for your glasses like Velma from Scooby-Doo. It's really nice to be able to find the light first, turn it on, and then grab your glasses. This thing glows and is easy to see basically all night. So that was actually really not something that I was even looking forward to or thinking I would use, but it is so handy to have this thing sitting there glowing right where I can grab it, turn the light on, find my glasses. It's more of like for inside your tent. It'll provide you a little bit of ambiance and probably enough light to not like trip and fall outside, but it's not like super bright like a lantern. This is definitely more of a inside your tent light, and you know that because it has a hook with a carabiner. It's supposed to hang inside your tent if you have a tent with either you run a ridgeline or you just have a tent that has a hook at the top. So it's really good for that. I'm impressed with the battery life. This is a cool little piece of gear, and so small that I'll throw it in my kit again and just forget it's in there, and then I have it if I need it, but I'm not worried about this amount of space, the hockey puck amount of space it takes up. It's good, a good item. And finally, the biggest item on the list, this is the Snugpak Ionosphere one-person tent. It folds down incredibly small. In fact, I have a bivvy that my dad gave me in a bag, and I was thinking, man, maybe I should just take the bivvy instead. And I put them side by side, and they're about the same size. So this is a one-person tent that folds down to a just slightly larger than a bivvy. Very compact. It actually fits in my panniers vertically, like this. So very easy to carry. That's its biggest, probably the biggest pro of this tent, is how small it packs down. It looks like a coffin a little bit, so that's one of the cons, but it's way roomier inside than it looks like it is. The build quality is really solid, very obviously very waterproof. All the seams are taped, it's got a bathtub bottom. It's a super high quality tent that's gonna last you a long time. It's very waterproof and snowproof, I know, because I tested it in the rain and the snow. Maybe you saw that video, I'll link it for you. It comes with a patch kit, and wonder of wonders, the tent goes back in this bag very easily. Not every tent can say that, in my experience. However, there are a few significant cons to this smaller tent. It doesn't come with a footprint, which many tents do, so I was using a 5x8 tarp, which was $1, so not a deal breaker necessarily. To enter this tent is very complicated, because just the top left corner sort of opens up and zips around the corner, and there's not really room to get in there and then get into your bag, so you kind of have to Dukes of Hazzard slide in feet first into your bag and scoot in. That's the biggest, most annoying thing about it, is it's not easy to get in and out of. It's hard enough to get the energy and the motivation to get up and go pee in the middle of the night, but it's even harder when you know it's virtually impossible or a huge ordeal to get in and out of your tent. There's not a lot of room inside for your gear. I managed to get my backpack and my boots inside with me, but I had to borrow vestibule space in other people's tents to store my jacket and helmet and all that stuff. It's not freestanding, and it's not hard to set up, but it takes about 2 to 3 times as long to set up as a backpacking tent, as the dome tents that everyone else I was camping with were using. So I realize it kind of sounds like I'm talking this thing down. I'm really happy with it. This is a tent that I will use when I'm trying to go super minimalist. So if you want to go minimalist but not sleep on the ground minimalist, this is a good option. It's not expensive, but I have to say, whenever I'm camping off the Africa Twin, unless space is a premium, I will probably use my backpacking tent instead, because it's nice to be able to sit up inside. This is a tent I would take for a single night, but I wouldn't want to take on a multi-day trip, because if you want to change your clothes, you can't really do it in here. If you have any questions about any of this gear, please leave them in the comments. I would encourage you to check out MotoCampnerd's site. There are links to everything in this video in the description below, as well as a general link to MotoCampnerd's site. And don't forget to use promo code Dork in the road to save 10% off any purchase. If you use my links when you make a purchase at motocampnerd.com, I get a small commission, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, so everybody wins. And every time you click one of those links, it gets me this much closer to my dream of doing this thing full time. So thank you very much for checking out the video. Thank you for looking at MotoCamp Nerd's site. Thanks again to MotoCamp Nerd for sponsoring these 3 videos. It's been great working with you. Looking forward to continuing to do that in the future. But for now, and as always, I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. A thank you.
Excellent!
motocampnerd.com is the only website on the internet. What's a website? Can you hear the people outside making a lot of noise? I hope they just keep doing that, because I love it what's in the background of my video. And I have to say, I was not impressed with what is supposed to be,